Let's see if we get a filter. We have no makeup whatsoever. Yes, I think that helps. Oh my god, why do I look gray? Let's see. Oh no. Oh no. Anyhow, let's leave it at that. So, hi my lovelies, Ruth Hope here, inspiring you to live an empowered life. So as you can see per thumbnail, today I'm going to be diving in all the nitty-gritty of the things that you've been asking me. If you've been thinking about relocating abroad, please do not scroll, because a lot is coming up in this video. Besides answering the questions, I'm going to be giving you basically a free consultation where I guide you on what you need to know when it comes to relocating. So every day I receive messages like, help me sister, how do I find a job, how do I move abroad, and so on and so forth. And this is what I'm going to be answering today. We're talking about jobs, moving as an au pair, living abroad, moving for love or relationship, and the different routes that you can use. And we're not sugarcoating, and I'll be saving you lots of money that you like to spend on scammers. Let me adjust this light so we can go on. Oh gosh, let me see. Yeah, better. Yeah, I think the light is better. Right, so today I'm answering these questions as I said. And of course, I'll be going into all the DMs because I have so many DMs. And initially, I wanted to do this live on Instagram, but I'm going to be doing it here because I got so many questions, way too many questions, and it takes longer to answer all of them. So I thought YouTube would be the best channel. If you are joining this live right now and you're thinking about relocating to Germany legally, please drop your country, drop your age, drop your goal if your intention is to move abroad for study, for work, as an au pair, and so on. I'm reading all comments live, and of course, maybe you'll be the lucky ones that gets a free consultation from me. And of course, do not forget to share this live. Send it to a friend that might benefit from it if they're dreaming of relocating to Germany or Europe. So let's start with the truth before I even go into your comments, before I go into the questions you sent me and all the DMs. Europe is not looking for everybody. Yes, I know that sounds really sad, but Europe is looking for particular people. If you're thinking of moving legally, let's say through job or work visa, Europe is looking for people that have skills. If you're moving to countries that do not speak, for example, English or your first language, then you have to be knowing the language. If you're moving to France, you have to be having the language skills of the French language. And if you're coming to Germany, you must be having the language skills. We are starting with the basics here. And then, of course, the age limits to everything. For example, when we talk au pair, the age limit is 25, 27. It is 27, but I always tell people 25 is the maximum because you're thinking of looking for a host family and so on. Maybe by the time you get host family, you're already 26. So it's best to start before you're the age of 25, but the maximum age is 27. And then we're talking about the legal pathways. If you're not part of my Instagram family, just make sure you go there and follow me. I go by the same name, Ruth.Hof. So there's so many different kinds of visas. We have the work permit visa, we have the blue card visa, which falls under the work permit visa. We have the job search visa, which is the opportunity card. We have the au pair visa, we have the study visa. We have the family reunion visa for those of you who want to relocate for love and marriage and so on. So there are different legal pathways, but with different requirements. I'll not go into the details of that because I'll be answering all those details from the questions you send to my DMs and my email. So stay here, make sure you don't go out because I'll definitely, or maybe even one of the people whose question is in my DM right now and I'm going to answer. So I see this question daily, right? Help me, sister, European job. I know. It kind of annoys me because if you need my help or you want to work in Europe or you want a job, if you hit my DM or send me an email from the website, which is rusof.com, make sure you give me a few details about you. Tell me about your age. Tell me about your academic qualifications. Tell me about the kind of job that you're searching for so that I even know how to help you. But if you want me to help you by just saying SOS, I need a job, I don't know where to start. And you have to keep in mind, it takes time. It takes my effort to be able to answer all these DMs. I get more than 200 DMs a day, not counting the emails. So you really have to get to the point if you want me to assist you, because I'll always prioritize people that show potential, people that give more details about themselves where I know I can help them. So one thing I would like to emphasize, you do not need an agent to relocate to Germany or Europe. Yes, I've said this a million times. I've been on YouTube, I've been uploading videos for the last 2 years, and I repeat, you do not need an agent to relocate to Europe or Germany in general. You're just going to get scammed. Many people hit my DM, you know, they want guidance, and I'm like, well, consultation costs this fee, very little fee by the way. They disappear for a few months, pay someone else $1,000, get scammed, and then come back to my DM and want my help. So like I always say, you do not need an agent. You just need guidance. You just need knowledge, of which I do share a lot of information free of charge on my YouTube here and on my socials, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere under the same name, Rusov. So take the time to watch the videos. Take the time to see the posts that I post, read the details, and start the process. If you do need assistance, then you can contact me. You can book a consultation at a very small fee, and I take you through everything step by step. Another question I get a lot is, so where do I start? Where do you start? Like I said, it depends on the kind of visa that you're targeting or what your goal is. So let's take an example of the au pair visa. If you want to target the au pair visa, first question should be, which country are you going to? If it's a country like Germany, ask yourself, do you have a German language certificate, at least A1 to A2? Those are the steps. Then ask yourself, how old am I? Am I older than 27? If you're older than 27, you can't apply for an au pair visa or a voluntary visa, for example. You know, you look at those things, and those are things that I've shared on my YouTube here. You just have to go to the relocation playlist and everything is there. So once you confirm, for example, oh, I qualify for the au pair visa, start the process. It's as simple as that. Don't let anyone make you pay money for, I'm going to do the paperwork. That's BS. It's total bollocks. You're going to do the paperwork yourself, because again, it's you who has the passport, it's you who has your certificates, it's you who has to write the motivation letter, it's you who has to look for the host family. So where do I come in? Where do I give you support as a consultant? I can help you, you know, get the links and the viable websites where you can find, for example, an au pair family. I can guide you through the writing of your motivation letter, and so on and so forth. And that's why it's called guidance. This consultation, this one-on-one consultation, but don't let anyone make you pay money telling you, I'm going to do the paperwork for you, I'm going to get you the visa. That's bollocks, okay? Make sure you keep that in mind and thank me later. And then another thing that I would like to talk about is target realistic jobs, okay? If your dream is to come to Europe, look at the easiest route of coming to Europe. You know, if you're having problems, for example, getting the job in your qualification like an engineer, target something lower. Target the bottleneck jobs. The bottleneck jobs, those are jobs that are highly in demand here in Germany or Europe. Target those jobs. Get a chance to come to Europe, and you can always change the profession. Priority should be here, how do I get in, okay? So we're talking about things like care jobs. We're talking about hospitality. Those are easy ways of getting a visa to come and live and work in Germany. Then we're talking about skilled trades. For example, I've talked about the mechanics, people who do the mechanics, people who are truck drivers, not even really skilled, but on high demand, people who are in the nursing sector, IT sector. IT sector is one of the easiest. If you've studied any of these professions, computer science, information technology, or you even have working experience of up to 3 years, you do not even need a degree or a diploma. For an IT person, you'll be able to get a visa to come to Germany, and you don't even need proof of the language, you know? So the opportunities are there. You just have to know the steps that you need to take and how to start. And of course, keep in mind, start on time. So as you know from my Instagram, I told you I closed off consultations for this year. I'm not offering any more consultations for this year. But if you're someone whose dream is, I really want to relocate before the end of 2026, I would advise you to already send me an email so that you're among the first people that get to book a consultation when I open the slots again in 2026. Why am I saying that? For people that are targeting, for example, Ausbildung, study, and even work, you know, we always look at the months of April, of September, especially for the study and the Ausbildung. So you want to make sure that you start the process right at the beginning of the year so you don't miss the deadlines. And then for the job visas, for the skilled workers visa, there's no limit, it's all year through. But like I said, it's always better to start on time. So like I said, send me an email, info@rushof.com, or just go to any of my socials at the same name, Rushof, and make sure you send an email and book a slot on time for 2026. Another thing you have to keep in mind, if someone promises you a job without an interview or a language, it's a scam. I get that a lot. Like I told you, people hit my DM, and when I tell them, oh, if you want me to take you through the steps, you have to book a consultation, and they disappear. And then they get people, scammers, who tell them, you don't have to do anything, just pay me this much, I'll get you the job, I'll get you the visa. That's BS again. How do you expect someone to get you the visa if you've even never traveled before in your life? You know, you have to go to the embassy or to the consular in your country to have your biometrics taken, for example. So if someone is saying, I'm going to do all the paperwork and I'll just send the visa to your DM, darling, you're getting scammed. I mean, whatever you do, no matter how desperate you are, no matter how big your dream is or how your desires are, use your common sense. Be patient. And if it's too good to be true, if you have that feeling, that inkling, then it's definitely too good to be true. So be on the alert, be careful, and that's the reason why I started this journey, to be honestly. I started in the corona time, and my first video was in 2022. And it's because I wanted to save people that were being scammed, that were being lied to, and of course also to serve you, because that's who I am, and that's my purpose here on earth. So let's move on to studying in Germany. Let's talk studying in Germany. There are two options. We have public universities. I would advise anyone who is not a German to target that. Even Germans, I mean, why would you want to pay when there's an opportunity for studying for low or no tuition at all? You know, so this is something you can target as a foreigner. One thing you're going to need that is also somehow hindering is the blocked account. You must show proof of, you know, you have financial sufficiency to support you for the time you're going to be in Germany for your studies. If you are not in position to show proof of this money, you can also get a sponsor. Sponsor could be your mom, your dad, your uncle, your rich auntie. It doesn't necessarily have to be your money, as long as someone pledges to sponsor you and they have the formalities all cleared out. That can also pass for a blocked account, so keep that in mind. And then, of course, the good thing about Germany is, as a student, you can also work part-time, not more than 20 hours. So you're able, you know, to supplement your income and get some money for partying and maybe even traveling through Europe. So studying in Germany is always a good opportunity. And anyone promising you that someone is going to sponsor you, you know, because I get that, get me a visa sponsorship or a job sponsorship. There's nothing like that per se. A job sponsorship, Jesus Christ, a job sponsorship in Germany simply means you got a job contract, you know. For example, for the people that I've guided in the recently, the ones that came for truck driving, you get a contract with the company, and that means, for example, you don't need proof of funds because your contract is your proof of funds, the salary that you'll be getting. That is what they call visa sponsorship. And then in some cases, especially if the companies desperately need an employee, they can also go through the speedy skilled worker process, and that is through the job, how do you call it? Like the job agentur, that's what you call, like the job agency here in Germany has to approve that. But otherwise, there's nothing like visa sponsorship here in Germany. That is a term that most scammers actually use. But again, like I've said, if you have a job contract, that is already like sponsorship, because again, you don't need proof of funds. Your salary, as long as it's within the limit of the right threshold, is your sponsorship, is your proof of funds. So that's what it means here in Germany. My love, if this is helping you, please like, share, and comment, of course, with the country where you're watching from, your goal, which country you'd like to relocate to, and which kind of visa maybe you're even interested in. I'll be answering every question. This information can save you money, like I said, and it's going to save you from scammers. So who is interested in Germany? Type that in the comment. If you're interested in Germany, drop a German flag and I'll be able to get back to you. Then moving on to the au pair visa. The au pair visa is normally for young people, like I said, maximum age 27. Au pair is not luxury, keep that in mind, but also you're not a slave, okay? So it is something that should go through the legal route. You know, if someone promises riches, they are lying you, but it offers you opportunities. You know, it offers you opportunities to study, it offers you opportunities to learn the job, it offers you opportunities to get social capital. You get to know different people, meet different people, and maybe even you'll even meet the love of your life here in Germany. So the au pair visa is also a very good option for young people, especially who are dreaming of a better life. I need to drink something. Oh my gosh. Again, so let's talk about love, because like I said, there's different routes of being able to relocate to Germany. You can relocate for love or marriage, you know, and that is what we normally call like the fiancé visa. What is the family reunion visa actually? And only real relationships, keep in mind, are the ones that survive immigration. So if you're in a relationship, if you're dating, and maybe your partner and yourself have decided, we want to settle in Germany, we want our base to be in Germany, that's just a very easy visa to get, you know. Once your person, for example, invites you even just for a visit, they just have to prove they're financially stable to be able to support you for the time you'll be here. Health insurance for any visa to come to Germany is a must actually for the entire Europe. So whether you're coming to study, whether you're coming as an au pair, you must have health insurance before you send in your visa application to your embassy or your consulate. I see you people comment. Let me know who you are. Let me know who's watching. And of course, I'm about to move into your questions that you sent me. But I wanted to do a small breakdown for you to understand what this video is about. Let's talk about the scams. Okay? Let me warn you. Guaranteed visas do not exist. Even the people I offer consultations, I tell them I cannot guarantee you a visa. But I can better your chances of getting one. Because again, if I take you through the steps, if I guide you through the right things that you have to do, there shouldn't be any reason why you shouldn't get a visa. Because most visas are denied because you made mistakes, you missed putting certain documents, or like the au pair. Let me give you an example of an au pair. Most people write their motivation letter saying, I want to come to Germany, you know, because I love kids. No one gives a hoot about you loving kids. They're going to be like, yeah, you can take care of kids in Africa. There are enough kids. The motivation should be about the culture exchange and also to learn the language. That should be the main reason, not I love kids. You'll never get the visa. So those are some of the small things that most people don't know, but I can guide you through, and you'll probably, most likely 90% of the time, get a visa. But if anyone ever guarantees you, pay me this much, you will get a visa, you'll get a job, run. Those are scammers. I do not want you to get cheated. I do not want you to waste your money. So there are fake agents everywhere, and like I repeat, Germany, Europe is not the United Arab Emirates, so wherever people get agents, you do not need an agent to relocate to Germany or Europe. If someone is offering guidance like I do, yes. If they're saying I'm an agent, I'm going to get you everything and give you the visa stamped, run. That's a lie. It's not going to be possible. So, and again, no embassy works on, you know, on WhatsApp. If someone sends you WhatsApp message like I work in the embassy, blah, blah, blah. Those are thieves, scammers, you know. So protect your money. Let's move to the qualification. I'm about to answer all the questions, so stay hooked right here so you don't miss out. Qualification. So let me help you check quickly. Question is, how old are you? Let me in the comment section, so maybe I'll be able to answer your question. And then we talk about what is your education. Those are things you really have to keep in mind when you start thinking of relocating anywhere in the world. And then if you're moving, for example, to Germany, do you speak the language? Or whichever country you're moving to, do you speak the language, you know? And then which country are you from? That matters a lot, you know? For example, if someone is from Kenya and they apply for a visa to Germany, they'll go through less scrutiny compared to someone, for example, from Nigeria. They'll have better chances of getting a visa compared to someone from Nigeria, unfortunately, because of the things, of course, that have happened before. And that's why I always tell people, once you relocate to a country, please make sure that you're a good example, because do not spoil the chances for others that would have come after you. Because if you're a Kenyan, if you're Ugandan, and you come to Germany and you become a criminal, and you become a pain in the neck, you know, you're going to spoil the entire name of your nation. Everyone's going to be like, stay away from Kenyans. Don't give Kenyans visa. So always be a good representative of where you come from. Okay? So not forgetting, different people have different routes of relocating. Like I said, consider your situation, consider what you qualify for. That's why when people DM me, I'm always like, which visa do you qualify for? You know, when I help, I want to move abroad. I'm like, yeah, what's your plan? How do you plan to move abroad, you know? So I'm moving on to the questions that my people sent me. Oh my God, there are so many. And I don't want to be more than 1 hour live, so I'm going to do my best. Let's see how we start with the questions here. Where do I start? And if you've just joined us, please comment. How come I don't see comments? Let me see. Upsala. How do I see the comments? Weird. Anyhow, let's go on. Let's go on, my loves. Wow. So, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if you're going to be answering all these questions because there are way too many. And that's the reason I decided to do this live, because I really, really want to answer all these questions, but there are too many. Way too many. Whew. So, let's see which, let me tap here. A comment, please drop your country, and I want to start the chat so you can talk to me, and the country you want to relocate. Oh my gosh. Relocate to. Perfect. How do I pin it? Yes. Perfect. Okay, so let's start with the question. Someone here is asking, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to make sure I answer as many DMs as possible because I'm going to be on vacation for a long time and won't be so someone is asking, I'm interested in applying as a driver. Like I said, first thing you need is an international driver's license. Age limit, I would say 45 is the best age limit. And then, of course, if you're targeting Germany, you also have to consider the language. There's no way around that, unless you're moving to a country like Britain, if you're an English-speaking person. My name is Dada. Oh my God. Okay, someone is asking about studying abroad again, asking how do they start. First thing is, do you have at least a high school certificate? High school, depending on the country you're in, it's around senior 4 or senior 6, okay? You must have proof of that, and once you have proof of that, ask yourself, are you interested in joining university or doing Ausbildung? Whichever country you're targeting, if it's German, you need language proof of at least, we're talking B1, okay? The next question is, you have any German jobs? I answered that at the beginning. I do not offer jobs myself. I do guide you through finding jobs, through applying for the jobs. I guide you by, helping you with the CVs, preparing you for the interviews, and making sure you get better chances of being chosen, because when jobs are advertised, or if you just send in unsolicited job applications, you really have to make sure that you stand out to be able to get the job. Someone is asking, I want to inquire on how I can migrate to Germany on job seeker visa. The requirements must have a job first before. If it's a job seekers visa, no. Again, like the word job seekers visa, you don't need a job. All you need are the qualifications, be it degree, diploma, whichever sector you're in, Another important bit, which languages do you speak? If you're coming to Germany, you definitely need proof of language. If you don't have that, you can compensate that through other things, like your work experience. And those are things that you have to keep in mind, and then you can just apply for the visa. And of course, you need proof of funds, because they'll give you a visa of about 1 year. You can extend that visa for another 6 months until you find a job. And the good thing about the job seekers visa is you do not have to work in the profession that you studied. You can, even if you're a nurse, you can come to Germany, you can apply for the job seekers visa, get to Germany and work in a supermarket. No one cares. So the job seekers visa actually is a very, very good opportunity if you're someone who has proof of funds. If you're wondering what's proof of funds, let me give you an example. If you're coming to stay in Germany for at least 1 month, they will expect you to have a budget of at least 45 euros a day. So get 45 euros a day times 30 days. That's how you should calculate the proof of funds. Someone is saying, hi, I'm interested in Europe. And those are the kind of messages that I find very annoying, because again, I don't have the time to chat back and forth and ask you what do you have for qualifications and so on and so forth. So if you hit my DM or my email, which is info@truesoft.com, Always go straight to the point, go to the details, tell me, hi, I'm X, I'm this age, I studied ABC, I'm interested in the au pair visa, study visa, whatever visa it is, how can you guide me? That way I'll be able to help you. Someone wants to study in Germany. I talked about that. Make sure you go back to the beginning of the video. Someone said, how can you help someone get a visa? Well, I personally do not hand out visas, as you all must know. Anyone telling you they're going to hand you out a visa, they are liars, they are scammers. They can only guide you. So like I said at the beginning, I can only guide you and give you the tips and knowledge and prepare you for an interview, for example, for the visa application, so you better your chances of getting a visa. Someone is saying, I graduated from University Agriculture Economics, require, if there's more information regarding the relocation accommodation visa, I would be grateful. English fluency is good and I'm comfortable lifting weights over. Okay, this one wants to work as a casual worker. That is a very complicated route. The possibility is there, but our law stipulates that before a company employs someone who is unskilled, for example, it's a cleaner or a warehouse worker, they have to first prove that there's no one in Germany that is willing to do that casual job. So you can still get the job, but you really must stand out, and the company must be willing to really fight for you to make sure that you get the visa. But otherwise, it's possible. So many people are interested in the driver's job, and if you're new here and you've not heard about it, make sure you check out my videos in the relocation list where I give all the details about that. And that is also a very easy and good route for people who are, for example, not very skilled, not very educated. And that is not just for Germany, but all countries in Europe, including the UK, especially if you don't have, the language certificates like the German language or French and so on and so forth. Someone is asking about, I'm looking for technical Ausbildung. That is also bottleneck. That is also high demand. If you're thinking of doing carpentry, mechanics, what else? Anything technical, that is also a very easy visa to get. Of course, you need proof of high school certificate, and then you have to get your qualifications and everything translated into the German language. You need language proof. I know for Germany it's so unfortunate with the language, but again, this is the country you're relocating to. So B1 to B2 is a must, language certificate. And if you're anywhere in Africa, there are different schools. You can go to Goethe Institute, you can go to Kolping. There are also schools online that are accepted by the German embassies, but you have to make sure that these are schools that are verified, or you can hit my DM and I recommend schools where you can learn the German language. Someone is asking about working in Luxembourg. Again, like I said, it depends on if you have the qualifications and what job you are targeting. For those of you who don't know, there's also another video here on my channel, Relocation Playlist, where I talk about the job opportunities in Luxembourg. Someone is saying already in the UK, I would love to drive in the Germany. How do you go about it? If you're living in the UK, the process is the same, honestly. The process is the same. You must have this international driver's license. And for someone who is in the UK, it's even much easier. Okay, UK went out of EU, it's no longer in the EU, but the process is very easy because we still have this partnership, and it would be very easy for you, especially if you have British citizenship. But even if you don't have, it is very easy for you to move. You can also hit me up and we talk consultations. Let me first answer this person. So I'm trying to multitask. Questions that I can answer straight away, I'm answering them, and then some questions I just have to answer in the DM. I'm telling you, it's a full-time job, but I love doing it because again, I'm here to serve, and this makes me really happy. Oh my god, so many questions. Next question is, let me see, they're all almost similar. Oh, so many people interested in Poland. Yes, let's talk about other countries. I've always talked about that. It is very important. Like I said right at the beginning, if you missed that, go back and watch it. If you have a problem coming to Germany, maybe because of the language, and you're desperate to move ASAP, consider other European countries that are, one, easy to get into, two, very easy to get a visa, and do not have very strict requirements. The requirements for all European countries are almost the same. But we're talking countries like the Netherlands, where the financial language or economic language is English. You do not need proof of the Dutch language to get a visa to the Netherlands, So you can come to such countries, but if your dream country is still Germany, at some point you can relocate to Germany, Another country that I love or I have clients in that have relocated is Denmark. You know, that is also one beautiful and easy country to go to. And for my people in Poland, once you get to Poland, you're already in Germany, because again, that's Europe. So it becomes much, much easier for you to relocate to Germany. We're talking about countries like Malta, we're talking about countries like Croatia, Spain. Not so much a fan of Spain, but it's a very easy country to get into. So you really want to keep that in mind and maybe check out different options, you know, to make sure that you're even just closer to your dream of relocating to Germany. So I'm trying to filter the emails because they are almost the same. And they're a lot, like a lot. Gosh, let me see. Yes. So, to conclude this video, let me see what else I can answer before I conclude this video. Give me 1 second. All right. Where is that? So again, to break everything down, let's talk about the work visa. For the work visa, you're going to need a recognized degree or diploma. You're going to need a job offer. You're going to need employer declaration, means they are employing, and that is also part of the job contract. Health insurance for every single visa. For Germany and Europe, you must have health insurance, and then proof of accommodation, you know, and that is very easy. You could just book an Airbnb. Booking.com will get you covered. And then, of course, once you get here, you can get something, you know, much affordable, shared accommodation. You can even stay in a hotel for the starters, a cheap one, you know, bed and breakfast. So that is very easy to prove. You just book the itinerary on Booking.com. And I love Booking.com because you can book the accommodation, and if you don't get the visa, you can easily cancel it. So that is a good option. And then the EU Blue Card visa, that is also a work permit. It is mainly for skilled people, people with university degrees, people with high qualifications. We're talking doctors, we're talking engineers, we're talking nurses, and so on and so forth. If you get a job offer, there's also a particular salary threshold which changes every year, and then health insurance and valid job contract. Job seekers visa, I've talked about it. The freelance visa, that is very easy. Clients letter contracts, you must prove what kind of job you're coming to do. For example, the musicians who are coming to Germany, you apply for a freelance visa if you're coming, for example, to do a gig in Germany. Family reunion visa, you're either fiancé, married, dating, or if you're a family member of a EU Blue Card visa holder, that is a very good one. If you're someone who came on an EU Blue Card visa, you're free to bring your mother, your father, your daughter, your son, and all people that depend on you. It's one of the best visas, by the way, to get in Germany, especially if you want to bring your family to Germany without any struggles. They make it very, very easy for them to bring their family to Germany. And as I conclude this video, I would encourage you to drop in the comment section which country you are right now, where are you currently located, which country are you interested in relocating to, what is your goal, what kind of visa are you targeting, and then I'll be answering all your questions. That's a promise, okay? And then alternatively, if you're someone who needs me to guide you in detail to answer your questions one-on-one, you can send me an email, info@rooshof.com, or send me a DM on Instagram, roos.hof, but I'll be answering everything in January because, like I said, I'm going on vacation. And then you can book a consultation and make sure you start the process on time. As I close off this video, please, I'm begging you, share this video with a friend that would benefit from it. And of course, I'll be saving this live, so make sure to come back and watch it, or send the link to a friend. They'll be able to find this video here. It's not going anywhere. Ask any questions that you'd like to know. I do share videos here more than 3 times a week, so make sure you drop all your questions, and I can always do videos about them, explain in detail. And of course, another easiest way is book a consultation with me for a very small fee, and that is a one-on-one 1-hour consultation. And it also grants you access to my WhatsApp number, so you can always hit me up every once in a while if you have any questions or need guidance. Once again, stay on the alert, avoid scammers, make sure you relocate through the legal route. Do not let anyone, convince you to relocate through shady means, because the atmosphere currently everywhere in the world is very raw, and you don't want to waste your time coming here and get deported and suffer for nothing. Is it possible to relocate to Germany or any other European country? Yes. Is it easy? Yes and no. Yes, if you're prepared well. Yes, if you're guided well. Yes, if you do everything legally and the right way. No, if you want the quickest route. No, if you're going to listen to people that are telling you, pay me this much, I'm going to do all the paperwork for you. No, if you don't use your common sense, and get scammed. My loves, it's been a pleasure serving you. This is my last, live video for 2025. And I would like to appreciate every one of you that has been on this journey with me, that has supported me, that has watched my videos, that has commented, that has liked. And those of you that are coming from my social media, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat. My goodness, how would I be able to do this without you? But I continue to encourage you, much as we have amazing content, much as we have very good videos that are very, important for so many people out there, our views are still terrible. And this is how you can support me. Every time you see a video from my channel, make sure you leave a thumbs up, you like it. Make sure you drop a comment, even if it means thank you for the video or leaving a heart. It helps with the algorithm. Send it to a friend, share it in WhatsApp group, share it to your WhatsApp status, share it on your socials, tag me. I would love that. And I'll repost you. But I can only, grow and be able to serve more people and be able to reach more people with your support. So do not just watch the video and scroll away. Make sure to comment, like, share. And if you're new here, do not forget to subscribe. My loves, before I close up, I guess I would have to wish you a Merry Christmas because I don't think I'll be live here again. Although I'll be posting a few videos which are already in the works. Again, like I'm here to serve you, but I will not be live again until the end of 2025. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Happy New Year. May you stay healthy. May you have a great time. May you not forget to live while you chase your dreams. That is very important. Chasing your dreams shouldn't stop you from living your life because that is just the future that is not even promised. So try as much as you can to live in the moment, no matter what your situation is. Stay kind, stay loving, and stay positive. My loves, I'm here to inspire, uplift, and empower you. Until next time, thank you so much.